Yeah. So next we get the crown jewel, which was today, as we speak.
Just
I
go.
missed. I heard the first match was incredible. Everybody's talking about match of the year and stuff. The
Mm.
Ed, actually, it was not the first match. It was the Usos against Cedric Alexander and Sheldon Benjamin. I
Well,
missed. That's a pre-show.
I think that was pre-show, the first like official match of the
Yeah, it
pay-per-view.
was Edge and Seth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
How
It's
good was
good,
this?
though.
I missed this.
I actually missed it too, so I just watched the highlights of it. It looked very, very good. I mean, Edge can still go, and
Yeah.
Rollins, you know, when
I don't want to go over this in great detail because I want to watch this with
Yeah.
kind of a little bit of anticipation. But Conan, what did you think of this?
I thought it was great, bro.
Mhm.
Let me
Yeah.
first of all, let me just say this: the opening, just
Video package.
the first 5 minutes puts them under in another level. The fireworks, the video packages, the quality of the video packages of every storyline. It made everyone seem special, made everybody look like a star. Incredible entrances with camels and it was incredible, you know. The female referee wore like a long sleeve black shirt under her referee shirt.
Mm-hmm.
The fans were already really hot. They were already chanting, "This is awesome," and the match hadn't even started.
Well, think about this.
Yeah.
This is not a part of the world that has seen a lot of WWE wrestling. They really go above and beyond producing these characters like they're superheroes. You know, like with the entrance and stuff. So it's like you're taking this product to a new part of the world, and you can see like how excited the fans are. Like every time they show crowd shots on the show, the fans are like, what, just having a like, oh my god, they're like going crazy. You know, they're like just because like they haven't had a lot of Western entertainment in Saudi Arabia. You know, they're doing a lot of like they're spending a lot of money on entertainment right now to try to make it more Western and more appealing to the world. And it's like they have this ridiculous amount of money to spend. It's like they're producing these, you know, I don't know. It's a good production, you know. So
Yeah, and the thing is like I remember their first match from SummerSlam,
That was
like
great.
from last year, which was great, and then they had the rematch, which was in Madison Square Garden, which was the one where they took him out, and if you remember, he was stretchered out,
Mm.
and that was really good, and the promos leading up to it was really good, and they've done a really good job of getting three incredible fights out of these guys. It was really good. People were really into both of them, really into the match. For being an opening match in a cage, they really, you know, it was really
yeah,
some really. I like that at the end, that tremendous when he did the that buckle bomb spear combo that got a. Everybody thought the match was over there. They did a couple false finishes that were really, really good, and yeah,
Conan, what did you think of Rollins' table bump?
tremendous.
where he bounced him off the cage and he fell on the
Yeah.
table. Yeah,
That was
Yeah.
that
He
was
even did
brilliant.
a tope into the cage too.
Mhm.
I mean, these guys just went out there and they did it, and I think they're gonna both be on Raw now.
Yes.
I don't know if we want to see any more of them because we've seen enough, but they're gonna help Raw probably. You know, they're two great characters
Bro,
that can go in
Bill
two
Dundee
different
and-
directions.
Bill Dundee and Jerry Lawler wrestled each other for like 15 years. You know, it's just like if they were in the same territory. Yeah,
50 years.
you can do that if two guys are there and they just don't like each other. You can fight them as much as you want if you keep them interesting.
Yeah,
So
honestly,
many-
Because you guys also remember, Raw needs a lot of help. Because I was just reading, they just did like their 6th and 7th lowest viewership in history, like in the last 2 or 3 weeks. It may be because of the playoffs, but either way, it's the lowest in history.
well, it's still Raw, and it's
Right,
not,
yeah.
it's Raw. You know, it's like of course. It's
Yeah, but Raw used to be the flagship show. You
Not
know, they
anymore.
were the. I know.
Raw is not going to be good until they move Reigns over there.
yeah, which they never will.
Exactly.
Mansoor defeated Mustafa Ali. He got a good pop, I guess. Like he's big for that crowd. So it's just whatever. It's 10 minutes, but after the match, this is weird. Okay, I'm watching. This is the first match I watched, or half of it actually. Mansoor was celebrating afterwards when Ali attacked him from behind. Ali put the boots of Mansoor in the corner, and Ali was distracted by entrance music. A man walked down to karate gi and wore a traditional Arabic scarf that covered his face. The broadcast team said they had no idea who it was. I didn't either. The man slowly in the ring while Graves said whoever it was in no great hurry. The man, that's actually a good line. The man removed his face coverings. Cole said it was Tariq Hamdi, a silver medalist in karate. Hamdi, who had a cut above his left eye bandage, dropped Ali with a kick. Kick looked good. Looked like a Malachi's kick. And excited Mansoor stood up and celebrated with Hamdi. So I guess Hamdi's a big guy in Saudi Arabia. I didn't no idea who this guy was.
In
huge
that part of the world, they celebrate all of like their big athletes. I mean, if you look at India, whenever Khalid does anything, like people make a huge deal out of it. So,
Great wrestler.
I'm with you. I didn't understand it either, but like over there, like that, like their athletes, like they're big to them.
Yeah, they are, because you can tell in WWE he means absolutely nothing, but he goes to WWE and they treat him like a really big star. You know, same happens in Mexico. And I wasn't interested in this match. I'm not interested in either guy, just because of the way they're booked over there in the United States. But this guy literally, bro, I thought he should have been doing a run in. He did like a crawl in. He took his time forever to get there. Took one thing off his face, took the other one, but he got a hell of a pop. He got a bigger pop than Mansoor did. You know, they should be training that to be a wrestler.
Yeah, apparently he represented them in Tokyo in the Olympics.
Yeah,
he was silver medalist.
Silver medalist, yeah. I like how the guy goes karate player. Karate player. That's what he actually called him. The karate player, Tarek, whatever his name is, just showed up. And I thought it was very cool how they had the American bomber jets going over the stadium from the nearby army base. That was dope.
Yeah.
Bro, WWE put on a hell of a spectacle. That's all I can say.
So next is Orton Riddle against AJ and Omos. But basically, this was, if you watched Raw, at Raw...
Did you see this hugely?
Yeah, I loved it.
Saudi Arabia?
Yeah, I thought I watched the whole thing. It was brilliant. Excuse my French.
So this was interesting. The WWE is very good at callbacks, like setting stuff up, but like.
And they did that a lot. And they did that a lot in the Edge
match.
A lot of callbacks.
So the ending segment on Monday was AJ doing the phenomenal forearm and laying out Orton. Okay, so near the end of this match, he goes for the phenomenal forearm and gets caught in an RKO. He tags in Riddle and gives the floating bro and scored the pin. But that just sets up, this is basic storytelling. We've seen these teams work each other already, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
Disco, see if you heard this match. Randy Orton was like the Rock levels of over. Like he
was super over.
2 standing ovations from his entrance.
Really?
He was super over, bro, and that finish was awesome. That springboard RKO. Yeah. They got the people the pop they wanted. Nice little quick match. Nothing out of this world. People really were into it. Let's keep it moving. So far, the flow is good. The matches have been good, and they got a good feel good moment with the karate player coming out. Nothing.
Yeah. And Matt Riddle came out on the camel, or did you just say that?
That was great. Yes, he did come out on a camel. Yeah. That was great. Yeah.
So next is Zelina Vega versus Doudrop in the Queen's final tournament. So we had Body on the show last week. He was talking about how they brought Zelina back and she gets like 314,000 followers on Twitch or something, right? Which has to be a metric that they're looking at because they put her over here and they're giving her a push. And like she literally, other than that metric where I guess she has like a bunch of followers on Twitch, she doesn't really bring a lot to the table when you watch her work and stuff in there. Like, what do you think?
No, she's very sexy, but it was kind of funny to me because Selena, who usually bears everything, bro, looked like she was dressed to go to Whole Foods or something. Because everybody had to be. And Doudrop looks better covered, so I was all right with her. With her being covered and she's trying to be like that. What's that? Like what's the term we got to use? Plus size girl that
body
like
positive.
No, what's that? What's that Australian plus size girl? That's the fun of the party. She's like the comedian John Farley.
Rebel Wilson.
Yeah, she thinks she's Rebel Wilson. No, you're not. You're not Rebel Wilson. You're not funny. You're not entertaining. You're not Lizzo. You're not. Like she wanted to go out there. She was trying to get the people hyped. Hey. People are like, get the out of here.
But anyways, Konnan, it does set them up for when they do SmackDown. Zelina Vega in her normal clothes could do a whole big coronation thing. She could show off her and her and all that stuff. It'll get the boys watching. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Let me just say this. Not a big fan of either of them, and the big size difference makes it impossible for me to
suspend
disbelief because Selena's physicality isn't enough to make up for how short and little she is, especially with a big girl out there. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, to be honest, just the way these women are booked, the only women I take seriously that can have good matches are Becky, Sasha, Charlotte, and Bianca.
Why would you take anybody else seriously? Everybody else gets treated by.
Exactly. The way they're booking them, it's like, okay,
that's not the girl's fault.
No, I know, and I get that, but you've already trained your audience. Hey, these are the only four that matter. The other ones are more or less throwaway.
Right, like Mansoor, you've already trained. This guy's a J-Bron, but in Saudi Arabia, they're like, well, he's our J-Bron, so we'll cheer for the.
Yeah, exactly.
So next is Goldberg versus Lashley. Match started basically with Lashley getting a lot of heat on Goldberg for a while. Goldberg makes a comeback, and Lashley's powdering up the ramp. So Cedric and Sheldon come out with kendo sticks. So now it's the three of them there with kendo sticks. Somehow Goldberg turned it around, got the kendo sticks, and started lighting up Lashley. And he speared Lashley off the stage onto tables, through tables on the floor, in what was actually a pretty decent sized drop. Like it wasn't like right there. It was a decent sized drop and actually looked good. But Goldberg won. And I guess because Lashley doesn't have the belt, and Goldberg if Goldberg would have lost this, he'd be like kind of done. He would have lost he would have lost his last 4 matches, right?
Oh.
Yeah. So they got to keep him alive so they can still get more out of Goldberg now. I'm assuming that's what the purpose of this finish was.
Yeah, and the way they made Lashley lose, it was an unsanctioned match. So I mean, I don't think a loss here is going to do much damage to him anyway.
Right. What you think is Konnan?
I just couldn't believe how long they went. He was in incredible shape. It almost felt to me that Goldberg was like, you know what? I up a lot at Saudi Arabia lately. I want to make up for it. I'm getting tired of being dragged, and I'm going to come out here in shape, do a long match. He got him really good on the jackhammer.
Yeah.
He didn't struggle like he had before. Obviously, I'm sure Lashley helped him because Lashley is as professional a wrestler as I've ever met, and I'm glad that he got the championship. He's very, very, very underrated. Yeah. And they had a real good physical match. I was very surprised that this is
I thought it'd be 4 minutes. Yeah, it was like 12 minutes.
Yeah. Did you drink from the fountain of youth? Because I didn't expect this.
Right.
Did you? Is Lashley still on Raw now?
Huh?
Yeah. He's still on Raw.
A match with him and Reigns would be phenomenal.
Yeah.
So next,
did you notice? Sorry, Disco. Did you notice that big gash on Lashley's arm?
No, I saw a gash on Goldberg's head.
Yeah, Lashley's wrist, whatever you kids call it these days, was bleeding heavily. Plus the fact that they showed at the end of the match Lashley walking off. So it's like he took the big spear, but he's still standing.
Yeah, and the announcers told her like, "Wow, we can't believe he's standing."
Yeah,
I love that. That's
so they tried to keep him. So they tried to keep him strong, and they tried to protect both of them because, like Glenn said, if he would have lost here, this would, what I'm saying? It would have.
It would have nothing. You couldn't really.
But maybe not because the match was so good. You know what I'm saying? But they didn't know that going in.
Right. So next was Xavier versus Finn. And you could tell like they were going to go with Xavier Woods to win this, so he's the king now. Good match.
Yeah, but I wasn't a fan of face versus face. They should have had him against a heel. I didn't like him beating Balor because they're like pushing him and trying to, but I'm happy for Xavier. Super cool guy, which me and Joe got to meet over there at the Las Vegas thing. Right. Super cool guy. Happy for him.
He's very likely going to turn heel now, Woods.
Really?
Is he?
I think it's going to be a heel Woods, which somehow leads to him versus the New Day at WrestleMania in a three-way.
That's kind of what I saw at the end too, because he kind of got real like cocky and was like, "I'm the king, y'all are going to respect me," kind of thing. And I was like, "Oh."
I mean, you kind of figure. I mean, what else is left for them to do as a tag team? You kind of have to go somewhere different with them if you want to keep them relevant.
And I'm glad that Yeah, I'm glad that the Irish person lost because I hate those people.
Yeah. What do you mean those people?
So next is Big E
Are you
versus
Scottish or what are
What?
you?
Irish. He's Irish.
He's
Are you
Irish.
French?
They hate the Scottish. The Irish and Scottish hate each
I
other.
don't know,
And
bro.
you're
All that the same to me. Irish, Wales,
hey.
England, Scotland.
Hey,
I
Konnan,
hate English people.
Konnan, quick sidebar. Who's funnier, Hughley or Raven?
Oh, none.
So next is Big E versus Drew. You knew who was going to win this because Drew's going to SmackDown, but they went 13 minutes. The false finishes here at the end started going. Big E caught McIntyre in a stretch muffler. McIntyre teased tapping out, then rolled his way out of the hold, and both men stood up, and Big E hit his big ending finisher. Big E put a finger in the air as he made the cover for a near fall. Big E placed McIntyre in the ropes and hoisted him over his shoulder, but McIntyre fought his way out to take another big ending, and McIntyre bulldogged Big E from the ropes and covered him for a 2 count. McIntyre rallied and eventually put Big E down with a Claymore kick that resulted in another near fall. There were "This is awesome" chants and a "one more time" chant. McIntyre set up Big E for his own big ending finisher, but Big E avoided it, was able to hit the big ending for the second time, and scored the pin. That's why, like, this was a good. The ending sequence, like, I read that really fast, but that took a few minutes because they were selling and stuff in them. But that's what I like about when they don't go overboard with the false finishes. You know, they hit him.
Yeah.
Guy kicks out. You sell. Set up another spot. Hit a big finish. It's only like 3 or 4 false finishes here. There's not a lot, which is the way it should be. You know, not like 10 or 11 like they do on these matches that have 900 million things going on. But this is all right. I wasn't really interested in this match, to be honest with you. These 2 baby faces, and they did the goofy way they build the match by making them tag with each other and stuff. Instead of, then they get mad. I don't know. So whatever. Anybody got any comments on this?
What do you do with McIntyre now that he's kind of lost a lot, and
Oh, he's going to go work against Roman on SmackDown.
Yeah, but do you honestly think anyone's taking the title off of Roman?
No, but you can do some
Mania?
TV with him because he's a
But he's a
credible
good
challenger.
competitor because they'll do good promos and have great matches. That's you can't ask for more than that.
I'd like to
Fair
see Drew versus Edge at some point, but
That would be great too.
Yeah, but
I
Edge is
ask
on
you a
Raw now.
question? At what point did you decide I've got to shave my head?
Okay, you know what?
No,
This might be the
it's a
chance where we
genuine
kick you off
question.
the show. Yeah,
No, because
that's a
if you look at-
genuine answer.
No, but if you look at Drew McIntyre, he's losing his hair, and it's becoming really more and more noticeable. So
Look, Hogan didn't shave his head, so it doesn't matter. I mean,
he
Hogan,
never drew. Who'd he ever beat anyway?
So next is
Bro, I bet you could put he's got a lot of hair. Whatever he's thinning, he could put hair transplants in there or weave or some there's so much that
Moxley did.
Yeah. And Jericho.
okay. So next was
That's
the
allegedly.
girl. Okay, so I didn't see these next 2 matches. I didn't see the girls. I didn't see yet. So I'm going to bow out of the conversation here because I don't want to hear what you guys talk about. I don't know what the finishes are. So I'm coming back in 3 minutes. So you guys can talk about this.
All right. What did you think of this match, Omar?
You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted again.
Still muted. All right, you're back. You're good.
Which match?
The girls
women's
match.
triple threat.
3-way.
Oh yeah, no, I thought it was good. They had they didn't overplay it too much because, like y'all said, a lot lately they've been, their finishes have been, yeah, I thought it was good. I liked it.
How about you, Jose?
Very good match. I liked how at the end they didn't have Bianca take the pin. That way, you can still do more with her and Becky on Raw. And even the way they pinned Sasha, they made it look like, she literally just got caught, and you could still do more stuff with her. So really good match.
You hugely?
Yeah, I loved it. But Bianca Belair needs to take care of her back because she was doing so many big power moves back to back that's going to have serious wear and tear, and she's going to be but she looks great. She's a star. That match was excellent. And Becky Lynch was over as with those people over there. So
How about you, Joe?
Liked it a lot. I made time definitely to watch the 2 main events, and yeah, I agree about Bianca, she does look like a star, and I'm all for them to continue to push her. Sasha was great as usual, and Becky, I'm starting to find her character a little less irritating.
Irish.
I thought that was cool when she did that one arm press on Sasha, which shows how strong she is and how light Sasha is. I
Yeah.
enjoyed the match. I just thought it was too long. The fans were into it, and each one of them had their own, but they put over. I like how they put over Belair's power. Banks was kind of like the crafty one.
Yeah.
Lynch was the one with all the heat. Sasha does a lot of lucha, which I like, but you can tell she's still perfecting stuff, which should be done on house shows till she perfects it. Good match for me, a little too long.
Hey, Konnan, did you hear that?
They were definitely playing to the strengths, like you said, though. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What?
Konnan, did you hear that Sasha Banks get dropped from the Star Wars show?
No.
She did.
Yeah, today she's not coming back for season 3 because allegedly they're having a strict vaccine-only crew and cast, and because
And she doesn't want to get vaccinated.
Yeah, and because she wasn't like a top name on the call list, it was like, right, bye.
Wow.
Is that the reason why she's getting so much heat and so much like start and stop in the WWE right now?
Allegedly.
Oh,
Check
pardon.
Keep It 100 official on YouTube for further details.
Maybe they can't use her because she's not going to get vaccinated, and neither is Brock Lesnar. So I'm sure they can only use them in certain buildings. There's probably buildings that require them to have all vaccinated talents.
Well, I mean, Brock is fine because you only have him part time anyway. But Sasha, I mean, if you want to have her full time, then
So
that's quite a dilemma.
Yeah.
All right.
The main event, of course, was Lesnar and Reigns. So we'll go around and see what everybody thought about that. Omar, you want to start?
Muted.
Yeah. Roman, the main event. So, trying to remember. Hold on.
It wasn't that long.
I love how the Usos and the Bloodline and that whole thing and how they ended it. But I think that Roman Reigns, this is the best character he's had, obviously, in forever. And there's no point in taking the belt off of him. They had to have some reason to save Brock so they could keep fighting, because I'm assuming they're going to fight in WrestleMania next year since Rock isn't going to be there. So they're going to have to keep playing this along. So they had to protect him. I thought it was a good match. I thought Brock looked like a monster. He hasn't looked – man, he was solid like a rock. I haven't seen somebody like that big in a minute. So I thought it was – I liked it. I enjoyed it for what it was.
How about you, Hughley?
Yeah, I loved this match. Lesnar looked like Thanos from Infinity War. He has like the thing about Lesnar is that he hasn't put the effort in really in a long time, and he really, really worked hard in this. And that whole thing with Heyman and the belt and stuff, I don't want to spoil it for Disco, but it was brilliant. I marked out. And did you see what was written on Twitter? What Lesnar was quoted on the thing? He says, as soon as I go to get the SmackDown, I'm going to beat the shit out of Roman Reigns.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, so that's probably going to pop a big rating tomorrow night, unless Rampage kills them once again.
Yeah. What do you think, Jose?
Great match. Like, they called Danielson versus Suzuki a masterclass, and in heavy hitting, this is actually a masterclass in my opinion. Both guys look like $1 million. They look like stars. They look like legitimate tough guys, and it was a great match. I think they did a very good job of making Reigns look like a badass on Brock's level, because if you notice, like every Brock match, Brock is usually it's like a 90-10 split. But this one, it was more like a 60-40 or 55-45. So I like that. The ending I thought was good, where Paulie just threw it in the middle and they tugged the ward over it.
That was great, because that to me was incredible. Because
exactly,
who was he trying to throw it to?
Exactly, and
that was incredible.
He even screamed. He's like, I don't know what to do, and then he just threw it in the middle. And he's like, okay, whatever happens, happens.
Right.
So I thought that was great. And then the ending, you couldn't have booked it a better way. You had the bloodline come, and then you had Reigns knock him out with the title. So great match. Kind of, it's a shame that they had to waste it like on a pay-per-view like this, and they couldn't save it for like a Mania or something, because that's the type of match it was. Great overall.
If you want to get picky, you could say that, the second referee guy, he saw the illegal interference in the belt shot, so why would he count? But
that's what I said. I was like, wait, you saw it in the back. Why are you counting?
I thought it was pretty funny how Lesnar just picked up the first referee with one hand and just dropped him.
Yeah.
Them keeping that Paul East storyline going is beautiful, though.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What did you think of this, Joe?
Really good, hard-hitting match. I'll go out of my way to watch Brock at any time he comes back, basically. And like Husey said, and you guys said, the storytelling aspect to it and how they're making it, leaving that thread for tomorrow night SmackDown, I really enjoyed.
Yeah, that was incredible. And then, bro, you can't compare, again, nothing on AEW with this storyline. Nothing anywhere. And it's been incredible watching these guys, man. I hope we know how lucky we are, because we may not see this in a while. Between Paulie and Roman and the Usos and just about everybody they've worked with, from Kevin Owens to everybody they've worked with has been elevated and has done a great job. And great storyline, man. Great storytelling. Great match. Lesnar's a great baby face. This is good.
I mean, technically, it's your storyline.
I thought it was the best pay-per-view event I've seen this year. Now, to be honest, I've only watched some WWE pay-per-views, but I thought this was easily a 5-star great. I loved it. I'll watch it again sometime.
Yeah, there was really only one match I didn't really like, the Mansoor match. I didn't like that one. I didn't like the Doudrop match, but other than that, everything else was good.
Yeah,
I agree. I think it was a really great pay-per-view. Other than those, and even the Mansoor match. I mean, they had to, right? They're in Saudi Arabia. They had to do that.
Oh, but they gave him a great feel-good moment, man. When that guy came out, that place erupted. They gave the hometown hero the win. Then he got the rub. I wonder if it would have been his birthday if he would have gone over. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hey,
well, it's actually surprising, because they usually have a history of burying people in
their home, city. I guess if it's in your home country, it's something else. But if it's your city,
okay.
we don't go around with countries, especially the ones that could hold us up. Right.
So if you're international, you're fine. If you're American, you're screwed.
Yeah, it's all the British Bulldog. If you're the British Bulldog, you're
use a hacksaw or whatever to chop up a journalist who disagreed with the king. Yeah, that's not the type of autocrats I want to with.
Hey, Konnan, what do you know about Jacob Fatu's contract in MLW?
Nothing. He's under contract to them for like 2.
What did you think he would know about it?
Because he works at MLW.
Yeah, he's a talent. He doesn't work with the contract.
He's Konnan. He's the Dr. Dre of pro wrestling.
He doesn't love everybody. They didn't know the contract status.
Right, let's go. You're banned from It's Usually Hello.
So that was our review from
I don't mess around.
I know you don't.
A review from Crown Jewel.